Despite receiving substantial blowback from the hip-hop community and losing ground in his feud with Kendrick Lamar, Drake hasn't been completely abandoned. 50 Cent recently made a trip to Toronto to spend time with Drake, and he disclosed that they are collaborating on a confidential project. Though 50 Cent isn't a West Coast native like Dre, he has strong connections there, which has led Kendrick's fans to accuse him of trolling and betraying the culture. Eagle-eyed fans noticed that 50 Cent was wearing a LA hat instead of his usual nice cap during his meeting with Drake, prompting speculation about the message he was trying to convey. Some believe 50 is simply being himself. Petty self, with others suggesting Drake may be trolling Rick Ross unrelated to Kendrick or the West Coast. It's doubtful that Kendrick Lamar is very bothered about 50 Cent's ties, but fans are still questioning 50's conduct, especially in light of the recent debate surrounding Drake's alleged disrespect towards the West Coast and Tupac on the same day he met with 50. Drake posted a photo of his new car, which bears a striking resemblance to the vehicle Tupac was taken down in. The next day, Drake shared another selfie, this time sporting a Tupac shirt. Fans are left wondering about his allegiance to Dre and feeling uneasy about his partnership with 50. While it's possible that their collaboration is purely business, it's not as if 50 Cent needs Drake to expand his already successful empire. So what is 50 Cent's intention behind teaming up with Drake? Is he merely making strategic moves and simultaneously trolling Rick Ross, or is he aligning himself with Drake and endorsing Drake's controversial stance towards the West Coast? Let's dissect this situation. While the majority of the rap community seems to side with Kendrick Lamar in his conflict with Drake, 50 Cent isn't letting this rivalry hinder his business dealings with Drizzy. On Sunday, July 21st, he posted a photo on Instagram of himself with Drake from their recent hangout, igniting widespread speculation and discussion online. 50 Cent posted his selfie with Drake writing, "Brainstorming, last night me and Champagne Poppy are about to get the camera rolling. This will be the biggest thing on your CD." There's also a video making the rounds online showing 50 and Drake sharing a laugh over drinks. Clearly, 50 Cent is aiming to expand his power world, and this project with Drake might incorporate Drake's background as an actor and director, or possibly a Top Boy crossover. Kendrick feud is more about taking a swipe at his old adversary Rick Ross. Just last month, 50 criticized Ross after he was harassed in Vancouver for playing Not Like Us. Even if 50 is working with Drake to taunt Rick Ross, Kendrick's followers are not impressed. They accuse 50 of disrespecting Kendrick over the entire West Coast, implying that he is purposefully making trouble for Drake. For years, the Kendrick feud has been more than just a battle about who is the better rapper. Drake has been accused of being a culture vulture, and he recently fueled these accusations by blatantly disrespecting West Coast legends like Tupac. With allegations swirling around Drake's OO crew, some fans speculate he might as well team up with Diddy. Next, many fans accuse 50 Cent of being a sellout, arguing there's a fine line between being a savvy businessman and having no principles about what you'll do for money. Additionally, people are questioning how 50 Cent discovered Drake originally boasted in Push You Bust that he was more beloved in Los Angeles than Kendrick. Then in tailor-made freestyle, he increased the tension by employing AI-generated voices of Tupac and Snoop Dogg to reference. Andre Drake had already caused a stir by buying Tupac's iconic ring, so the West Coast was not about to overlook this. Tupac's family made their disapproval clear, condemning Drake for disrespecting Tupac's legacy with the AI voice. As a result, Drake was forced to remove tailor-made freestyle from his social media. Howard King, the attorney for Tupac Shakur State, argued that Drake's unlawful use of Tupac's voice was an obvious breach of both Tupac's publicity rights and the estate's legal rights. King emphasized that the estate would never have approved this use. The insult was exacerbated by the fact that Kendrick Lamar, a close friend of the estate, has consistently shown respect for Tupac's legacy both publicly and privately. Drake appeared unfazed, continuing to provoke the West Coast with his Kendrick diss track Family Matters, where he raps "You know who really buying asset manager swag." This phrase upset fans on the West Coast, particularly since White, who is from Compton and linked with Kendrick's group, had already cautioned Drake to keep his name out of any feud on his single. YG rapped, "When there's smoke, don't ever mention my name." Y had demonstrated his loyalty by supporting Kendrick during his show in Englewood in June. Not only did Y perform during DJ Mustard's set, But he was also seen dancing while Kendrick performed Not Like Us. Despite the backlash, Drake continued to double down in Family Matters, accusing Kendrick of not giving back to his community, saying, "Don't even go back to your hood and plant no money trees." However, this accusation is factually incorrect, as Kendrick has repeatedly given back to Compton, often without seeking attention. For example, he quietly donated money to his high school alma mater, demonstrating his commitment to his community without making a spectacle of it. Kendrick's silent kindness was only revealed when somebody brought it up in an interview, much to Kendrick's amazement that anybody knew. Kendrick stressed that his efforts extended beyond merely superficial gestures. He genuinely strives to encourage positivity in his town. He added that it's more than just losing folks out here. It's about promoting the idea of positivity in the community. Let me tell my tale and other stories from here. This area forces you to adapt and encourages others to witness. A new perspective brings a different side of the world to Compton right here in this backyard. But there's a twist. Drake doesn't back down while hanging out with 50 Cent in Toronto. Drake posted a number of photographs on his Instagram account, including one posing in front of a black BMW. To clear away any confusion, people instantly observed that the car matched the one in which Tupac was tragically killed in 1996. Drake hasn't bought the exact car Tupac was in, which is still up for auction at Celebrity Cars. Fans in Las Vegas feel Drake's choice of car was a subtle attempt to demonstrate he isn't intimidated by Kendrick's warnings about insulting Tupac and the West Coast. While it may seem like a reach, those who follow Drake know that this is typical of his approach. He loves to drop sly subliminal messages on Instagram. For example, just one day after hanging out with 50 Cent, Drake took a new mirror selfie sporting a green airbrushed Tupac Only Can Judge Me t-shirt teamed with glittering emerald Timberland boots. The fact that Drake continues to exploit Tupac's image to attack Kendrick and the West Coast, despite Tupac's family and estate openly voicing their distaste, is odd. Additionally, Deirdre's protege 50 Cent was right there with Drake in Toronto as he stirred the pot again, taunting the West Coast about Tupac. Although 50 Cent isn't a West Coast native, he has deep ties there thanks to Dr. Dre. Remember that it was Eminem and Dr. Dre who gave 50 Cent his big break when the entire industry had overlooked him. 50 Cent has been extremely devoted to people who gave him his start. Dr. Dre, who publicly supported Kendrick during his feud with Drake, even joined him on stage at the Pop-Out show in Englewood. They performed California Love and introduced Kendrick's first live performance of Not Like Us. With Dre backing Kendrick and 50 Cent aligning with Drake, who is openly shading the West Coast, everyone is curious about Dre's thoughts on this new alliance. How does Dre feel about 50 Cent working with someone who's been so disrespectful to the West Coast? Some fans argue it's not a big deal and believe 50 Cent has always been about business. One person commented, "I'm so tired of people acting like everyone has to pick sides. Leave that street nonsense out of their lives. Drake and 50 make millions. They're not thinking about petty beefs." But many others find 50's timing strange and are even calling him sellout. A fan noted that 50 Cent is a snitch and a sellout. He's the same man that praised Rick Ross being jumped by Hell's Angels. Let's use 50 Cent as the following example. I'm done watching any of his shows. Nobody is above the culture. So what do you think about 50 Cent hooking up with Drake? Are fans overreacting, or is 50 truly selling out? Share your ideas in the comments and stay tuned for the next video.